great tool for teachers, but it is also a great tool for students. Have you ever used the whiteboard feature in Canva? This is a collaborative tool where students can work together on projects, but it can also do some amazing things as students are working together, organizing their content. Let's see how it works. As you know, when you open up Canva, you have a lot of different options for different designs you can create. Today, we are going to create a whiteboard design though. And when I click on whiteboard, you can see there are lots of different options here. What's great is students can create a brainstorm together and come up with an idea for a project. They can do a flow chart. Maybe they're summarizing a book or a story, whatever that is. And they all are working on it together, whether they're on separate computers, looking at one computer together, whether they're in different locations, they can all work on a whiteboard together. We're going to start from scratch though. And you can either design a whiteboard or you can use a template provided. Usually with students, I would suggest using a template provided because it already is going to take them a lot of time to design. They're going to have a hard time choosing what elements to use, what it should look like, things like that. It's just easier to start with a design, either a template that's already in Canva or one you've provided. So for example, if I were to search here for education, I can see all these different types of whiteboards students could use. Let's start with this first one though, just the 5 W's. And if they were summarizing a story, they can all summarize this together. Now, these are our sticky notes that students can write on. If we zoom in here, you can see that they can just type right on these. There are little sticky notes inside our presentation. Now, what's great about whiteboards too is as I zoom in and out, you can see the space is endless. It goes on and on forever. It doesn't add pages to it, although you can. It is just one big blank canvas, and it gets bigger the more you add to it. There is another great feature here that you can sort these sticky notes. So if I click a sticky note here, you see sort, and you can sort by topic, color, name, or reaction. So I created this fun Greek roots lesson that students could use. So these are our sticky notes. If I go to elements here, sticky notes comes up. You need to actually use these sticky notes if you want to use the sorting by color option, okay? So here's an example of how I would sort by color if this were a project I was to give students. This is something students could do individually or with a partner on whiteboards. So they're going to be sorting the Greek roots, and they're going to get the Greek roots, the meaning and example, and give them all the same color, okay? But they're going to give each Greek root a different color. So for example, we'll go with micro, and I'm going to change micro to this green color, and I need to make sure it's the exact same green one, okay? So micro means small, and then we've got microscope. Now I might do another one, like if I did cycle, and let's do, it's hard to choose a color, yellow, and we'll do circle, and then we'll do bicycle. Now, if I were to go through and sort this whole thing, I could then sort it by color. So let's hurry and do that. I've sorted all of my Greek roots, and you can see that I gave each one a different color. So we have micro, small, microscope, therm, heat, thermometer. You can even use these fun gradient colors and it will work. So now I'm going to select all of my sticky notes and I'm going to choose sort, and we're going to sort by color. Now it sorts all of our Greek roots together. And students, if they wanted, could maybe copy this and start writing more words that go with that Greek root. And they could have the whole grouping together. Just one way to collaborate on whiteboards and show you how this could be a wonderful feature in your classroom. Another fun way to use whiteboards is to have students create a storyboard. Again, this could be on their own or it could be with a group or a partner, but if you just search templates for storyboard, you're going to find lots of different options to choose from that they can use. So we'll just start with, let's just use this one here. And if I zoom in, I can see that I can change my storyboard and edit it the way that I want. So they could put the title of their story here. Maybe they're doing an adventure. in space. And now they can come over here to their elements and they can start looking for space photos. And what's great is this template already had photos here, photo frames. So it's very easy to just drag and drop your photos right into your presentation like this. So as students are working together, they can say, hey, I like that what you added, or I don't like what you added. They could add a little sticky note. Here's our sticky note here. And they could say, I loved this picture. Let's zoom in so we can see it a little bit more. I loved this photo. And they could either leave their note like that, or they could even add a little reaction to it. And they could add, hey, I really liked this. And what's great is you can see who did it. So this smiley heart, it says you because that's me. But if another student were to do it, it would have their name on there. So you can see who is making these reactions, things like that. I love the reactions in whiteboards. I think it's a fun way to have students give their feedback back and forth with the partners they're working with. With whiteboards, I also love the idea of having students create a vision board or a goal board. So you can come over here to templates and just type in vision board or goals or whatever you're working on. And they can start with a template here. And then they can just start adding their own information. Maybe their vision board is about a story they're working on. Maybe it's a goal they're working on. Whatever that vision is, this one says living my best life. What would that look like? And they could have the different sticky notes with information. And again, they could come back to elements and they could add photos. They could add little stickers like graphics. So maybe that living their best life includes friends. And so we're going to come over here to graphics and sort by animated. And maybe we'll add some animated stickers for friendship. So I've started to create my vision board where I've said, who am I surrounded by? And I've said my friends. What does it feel like? Happiness and love. And I've added these cute little graphics. One last idea for a whiteboard is to create timelines. So students might come to templates again and search timelines or timeline, and they can find these different templates to use to create a timeline for a historical lesson you're working on. Let's go ahead and use this one. I like that it has photos already in it. And you can come in here and you can start creating your timeline of whatever historical project you're working on. So we might say the Civil War, and they could put the dates here. They could add photos and type their summary. I just think whiteboards are a great way to get students working together and learning to use technology and being creative all at once rather than just using a basic pen and paper. We are working together. We're using the computer and technology, which is a part of their everyday lives. It's not going away. I want to hear how you're using whiteboards. Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Also, that Greek and Latin roots activity is a freebie. You'll find the link in the description below as well. Also, remember to like and save and subscribe to my channel to learn more fun ways to use Canva in the classroom.